Fuck, I left my closet open again. At this point, I should just not worry about my closet being open. But, anyways, today is the finale of CapCut. I showed you guys everything that I would personally use on CapCut for video editing, color grading, and whatnot. Of course, there's a whole bunch more that you guys can go ahead and learn for yourselves. But in terms of cinematic edits and what I personally would be using, and the most important part, which is color grading, is what a lot of you guys have been asking for. Um, it's done. So now we're gonna put it all together. I'm gonna finish this video that I have for you guys. We're gonna go over everything that I've done. So it's basically a beginning to end video editing without like the importing and without the importing of like audios and clips because that's just we already have a project open. So we don't really need to worry about that. But so let's go back and let's just go like one by one and let's just finish this video, right? So let's just see what we have, see what we have to finish. I know we have some basic adjustments that we have to do for all of these clips, as well as convert these from log back into regular footage. But yeah, let's see what we can do. So let's just watch it. I want to get a sort of a feel of how we're doing. All right, so I like this. Um, Couple things we got to do. Now, I know I'm going to use all these stabilization features that are just going to, even though they're pro, I'm not actually going to export this video, but I'm going to show you guys how I would usually edit my videos and the final product I would have. So we have this. I actually want to go ahead and copy the color gradient that I have from this and paste it onto this here. So paste attributes. Oh, I actually forgot to even show you guys that. So if you right click on the clip, you can copy, cut, delete, edit, split, whatever. Do all these things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the attributes. So you can copy specific attributes from this video, and we're going to paste it. And all I'm going to paste is actually the adjustments that we have for it. So that will give us that nice color grade. And we already added the zoom in, so that's perfect. Now, here we have our stabilization. This has good basic adjustments. This one also, we're going to add the stabilization and we're going to do the most stable. This has good basic adjustments. Here is where we're going to have to go ahead and do some of the basic adjustments for this as I see that our white balance is slightly off. So we'll go to adjustments. Again, like I said, you're going to try to make sure that the levels are a little bit balanced. So this looks like it needs a slight bit amount of blue. I want to increase the contrast. That's way too much. Increase the contrast. I'm going to decrease the highlights all the way. And then shadows, I'm going to decrease significantly. And as I'm looking at this, it actually looks a little bit green. So I'm going to increase the amount of the pink tint because that will move our red and our blue up slightly. And it also looks like we're still missing a little bit of blue, so I'll add a little bit more blue as well. And then we have some stuff touching the blacks, so I'm going to put blacks at 1, make sure that nothing's touching that. I want to increase the white slightly so that we get a little bit more like detail cut out in the lights. This is a good basic adjustment. It still looks a little bit green to me, so I'll probably add even more. Yeah, this looks perfect to me. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do all these basic adjustments first. Yeah, this one needs the basic adjustments as well. What do I see? This needs some blue, and a little bit less green. All right, increase contrast, decrease the highlights, decrease the shadows, put blacks at 1. And whites, increase it slightly. This, yeah, I like this better. This one, we need to convert it to regular footage. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use my make sure that we have it selected. We use our slog2 conversion LUT. From here, I'm looking at, this is missing some blue. That looks good to me, honestly. Highlights, we're going to decrease the highlights, decrease the shadows. Blacks, it doesn't look like we have to touch the blacks at all. And then whites, I'm going to increase slightly. That looks good to me. Yeah. Yeah, actually I'll add a little bit more blue. That looks good to me. Again, same thing here. Make sure this is selected. Use our slog2 conversion LUT. Increase the contrast, decrease the highlights all the way for me. Shadows down all the way. It looks like we are losing some in the blacks, so I'm going to just press blacks as one. This seems to have a little bit too much blue and not enough green. So see the line. Yeah, that looks pretty even to me. I like the color that we have here. Next, we'll go to this clip. Again, same thing. And this one, I am going to add stabilization recommended. Adjustments on this one. Again, same thing. We're going to use the slog2 conversion. Increase our contrast, decrease our shadows, our highlights. The temperature, this looks like it needs a little bit of green and a little less blue. Put blue this at like 2. That looks a little bit green. That looks better. All right, this looks like a good base footage. I'm going to increase the whites so that it's touching that. Give this a nice bloom effect of the video. And then again, this one, same thing. I'm going to go here, slog2, increase the contrast, decrease the highlights and the shadows. And what does this look like it needs? It looks like it needs less blue and it needs a little bit of green. So you see this line that looks pretty decent. It lines up there. It does look a little bit green, so I'll add a little bit more red into it. Looks good to me. Increase the white so that they're getting bloomed out. Blacks, nothing really touching there, so that's all good for me. This is a good white balance and basic adjustments. As you see, if we turn off all of this and we turn this off, it looks way better. That's just why we have to do this for every single video. Lastly, this one, I want to add, first off, we're going to add our stabilization, which is the most stable one. Let it process. There we go. We go to adjustments. Looking here, it looks like it needs quite a bit of blue and a little bit less green. So we'll put this at 1. And actually, we'll put this at 2. All right, that looks good to me. I'm going to increase our contrast, decrease our highlights, shadows all the way down. Actually, going to increase the highlights a little bit, increase our whites. Actually, don't like how this looks. Yeah. Have that. Then we have some stuff touching the black, so we're going to press 1. This looks good to me. Yeah, I'll have it like that. I might add an extra adjustment layer for this, but this looks all good to me. Now let's add an adjustment layer for our own blue LUT. And all we're going to do is we're going to go to, well, let's actually just look at it, make sure everything looks good. Yeah, looks good to me. So we'll add add an adjustment. We'll put this over everything, but we're going to want to circle it. Oops. Where's the clip here? This is the clip that we have with a lot of um, skin in it. So we're going to go here, and we can either use our blue LUT, and that looks good, but I'm going to show you guys how to not use the blue LUT and show you guys the HLS second or the curves. Um, so what we want to do, so basically this is the shadows, midtones, and highlights. So we want our highlights to be a little more saturation. All right, and it looks purple to me, so we're going to add a little bit, not green actually. Take out some of the red here. And then our midtones, take out some more red. And our greens. That looks good to me. Now we're just looking for our skin tone. So reds, we're going to make it a lot more normal looking. Just by looking at this line, lining everything up. There we go. Yellows. It's a little too much green. And then our greens, I'm going to decrease the saturation of our greens just because I'm not really using green in this. Our blues, we'll keep that like that is. Yeah, I'll keep this at 0. I don't need to touch that. Purples, I don't really want purple, but it does add a little bit, so I'll keep that at 0. And then lastly, our pinks, going to line it up with this line. So anything that you see that's on this line represents our skin tones, and that looks like our skin tones. This is as good as they're going to get. And from here, let's see. From here, I'm actually going to decrease the shadows even more. And we'll put our blacks at 1 on this just because we don't want more taken out. And let's see our video. There's nothing really we can do here. I mean, actually, we can go ahead here so that we get this a little bit looking more blue. We'll go to our HLS secondary and we'll just decrease the saturation of this yellow that we have here since it kind of just looks really weird. But the reds, we want to keep our reds. Ooh, yeah, actually, I like it better if we make this a little bit more red and it looks orange. Yeah, yellows will make it look a little bit more orange. And our blues will decrease that slightly. Fortunately, when you have colors like this, it kind of like doesn't do really well because we have this orange background. This is why I prefer using the orange aesthetic for this gym because it's hard to really make do with this one, but we made it do. And this is our final video, right? Even so, I'm going to decrease the shadows even more. All the way. See how that looks. Because these shadows aren't enough. And then lastly, since we're going to get this perfect loop, right, all we're going to do is we're going to cut here, right? We're going to make a cut. Oh, cut is right there. And oops. Where's our pointer tool? Oh, select. And we're just going to replace, we're going to put it above. So this is our final video. Oops. And I'll show you guys some extra adjustments that I usually tend to make, but here it is. All right, so it looks really good. There's just a few things I'm gonna go back and actually fix. So let's just go clip by clip. This one looks like it needs a little bit more shadows in there. It's a little bit too dark, right? Or it's a little bit too bright for my likings. This one looks good to me. This one also, how does this one look? We'll decrease the shadows of this one all the way. Yeah, I'm gonna add extra adjustment layers. So we're just gonna place it all the way above, but we're gonna cut them individually for each clip. So like for example, this one, we're gonna cut right here. Oops. There we go. One literally just going to decrease the shadows, or no, the highlights even more. Give it a darker look, and it looks a little bit purple. So I'm gonna add a little bit of green into this. There we go. This is what you got to do with color grading. Is you kind of honestly got to eyeball it. But what I'm doing now is I'm trying to make every clip look very similar to each other. And the way we do that is just by going clip by clip and just honestly analyzing it. So this looks, this one, highlights need to go down a little bit. Looks a little bit purple as well. Move to the next one. This one, I think shadows needs to go down. Yeah, shadows need to go down. This one needs a little bit more blue in it. Yeah, this one. Needs a little bit more blue. Shadows are good on that. This one, same thing, needs a little bit more blue. Oops. This thing needs a little bit more blue. This one looks good. This one, shadows should decrease even more. Actually, no, we'll keep shadows the same. This one looks good. And then this one, highlights and shadows. And then we'll just press blacks as one. So yeah, this is basically all that I've done. So this is our final video. Let's watch it. Let me make the quality slightly better. Here we go. All right, so that's our final video, and I'm honestly really happy with it. The color grade is very moody blue, and sometimes that's like what the look that you're trying to go for, but it's honestly up to you. Again, the hardest part about CapCut is getting the best color grade because the color grading stuff kind of sucks, and that's just reality of it. I would have preferred to just use my LUT on this and just call it a day because it's a lot better, and I like my LUTs a lot better because they have they are guaranteed perfect skin tones. But yeah, that is that. And then you can honestly, this adjustment that you make, this LUT, you can save this as your own. You can save it as a preset as your own LUT, and then you can use it when it says yours. You go down here, and it's just all these adjustments that you make. So it'll be up here in your adjustments and LUT tab. But yeah, now let's go to our export. Obviously, I'm using a whole bunch of pro features, so it's not going to show it. But if I go ahead and I just, I don't want to toggle all this off. Okay, where am I using it? I don't want to use any of this. Come on, bro. I just want to show you. All right, so I'm gonna have to literally like, this is ridiculous. Deactivate. This one I use the stabilization. See, this is the issue. Like, you get free stabilization. Well, not free, but like, oh yeah, you get free stabilization on DaVinci Resolve, which is just crazy to me. You need the pro version for all the stabilization. I just want to show you guys what I would personally do for the. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So you're going to name this. I'm going to name this day one. Export it, find your desired path. Resolution, we want 4K. Bitrate, we want custom, or no, we want higher. And we want to be in HEVC and format MP4. And our frame rate is 29.97. And yeah, it doesn't really matter about this either. So yeah, then you just export this. This is literally the only export settings that you need. Yeah, and then you just export it, and that's your video. So yeah, that is CapCut for you guys. Next up, we'll get into DaVinci Resolve, and yeah, and then after that, we'll get into Premiere Pro, which is what I personally use. So that's what I'm excited about making. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys want any other tutorials on CapCut, let me know in the comments. I can go ahead and try to make some extra like YouTube videos on that, but I'm gonna try not to really show anything on CapCut because I don't like using CapCut, as you can see. So yeah, that is everything I know and how I would personally use CapCut for to make those cinematic gym edits that I personally make. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.